Gaspar Yanga was born into royalty. He was a prince in the Ndongo kingdom of modern-day Angola. His life was one of privilege and power. But everything changed when he was captured by slave traders. Yanga was forced onto a ship. He was chained and shackled. His journey across the Atlantic was brutal. He witnessed unimaginable cruelty. The transatlantic slave trade was a horrific chapter in human history. Millions of Africans were torn from their homes. They were stripped of their dignity and freedom. Yanga was just one of countless victims. He arrived in New Spain in the late 16th century. He was sold into slavery on a sugarcane plantation near Veracruz. Life on the plantation was harsh and unforgiving. Yanga endured long hours of back-breaking labor under the scorching sun. Despite the horrors he faced, Yanga never lost his spirit. He yearned for freedom. He refused to be broken by the system that sought to subjugate him. In 1570, Yanga saw his chance. He rallied a group of fellow slaves. Together they made a daring escape into the dense jungles surrounding the plantation. The escape was just the beginning. Yanga and his followers faced a new set of challenges. They had to navigate the unforgiving terrain. They had to evade capture by Spanish authorities. But Yanga was a natural leader. He possessed the courage and strategic mind to guide his people to safety. Deep in the mountains, Yanga established a maroon colony. This settlement became a beacon of hope for escaped slaves. It was a place where they could live freely and resist oppression. The colony, known as San Lorenzo de los Negros, thrived under Yanga's leadership. It grew in size and strength. Yanga and his people developed their own laws and customs. They created a self-sufficient community. The Spanish viewed the Maroon colony as a threat. They launched numerous expeditions to crush the rebellion. But Yanga was a master tactician. He used his knowledge of the terrain to his advantage. He employed guerrilla warfare. His fighters ambushed Spanish patrols. They disappeared back into the jungle. Yanga's resistance became legendary. For decades, Yanga's colony remained a thorn in the side of the Spanish. In 1609, the Spanish decided to launch a full-scale assault. They assembled a force of over 500 soldiers. They were armed with muskets and cannons. Yanga's forces were outnumbered, but they were determined to defend their freedom. A fierce battle ensued. Yanga's warriors fought bravely. They inflicted heavy casualties on the Spanish, but the Spanish force was relentless. They pushed deeper into the colony. Realizing the odds were stacked against him, Yanga made a strategic decision. He sued for peace. Yanga sent an envoy to the Spanish camp. He offered a deal. The colony would cease its raids. It would recognize Spanish sovereignty. In exchange, the Spanish would grant the colony autonomy. They would allow its inhabitants to live freely. The Spanish, weary from the conflict, agreed to Yanga's terms. In 1618, a peace treaty was signed. It granted San Lorenzo self-governance. This made it the first free black settlement in the Americas. Yanga's victory was a watershed moment in the history of the Americas. He had challenged the institution of slavery. He had won freedom for himself and his people. Yanga's legacy continues to inspire. In 1932, he was declared a national hero of Mexico. The town of Yanga, Veracruz, is named in his honor. His story is a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who fight for freedom. Today, Yanga is celebrated in art, music, and literature. His story reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, hope and resistance can prevail. He is a symbol of the enduring struggle for equality and justice. Yanga's life is a beacon of inspiration. He showed that freedom is worth fighting for, no matter the cost.